What happened last night, though, was amazing because I wasn't treated right. I did something that was very risky, and I think it turned out great because I'm on the front page of every paper. I'm getting more publicity than if I don't know.
Now, first ratings seem to indicate Donald Trump may have indeed misstepped a little bit in his call to avoid the GOP debate Thursday night. Granted, the figures were not as explosive as first time around, but the ratings were up from the last debate, and people are hearing plenty of the same material over and over again, so it's beginning to sound like white noise with some exceptions. The frontrunner did not get the caving effect that he predicted, and Trump has decided to hold a rally today in New Hampshire instead of pound away in Iowa with days before the caucus vote. Let's begin with those things. See what the political animal has decided to chew into on this Friday. Welcome first the Georgetown University professor and veteran Republican strategist Bradley Blakeman, joined by the veteran Democratic media strategist at Kate Communications, Franco Ripple. Gentlemen, pleasure to see your smiling faces once again. Let's get right to it here. Franco, I'm going to come to you first of all from the left side. Who won?
Look, I hate to be predictable, but I can't.
Then don't be, Franco. There you go. You just said you hate it, so don't be predictable then. Tell us who you thought had the best debate.
Well, it certainly wasn't Donald Trump. I think he clearly lost with his publicity stunt last night. He made it clear that's what it's all about for him, is getting more publicity, being on the front pages of newspapers. But my favorite line of the night perhaps came from Jeb Bush, though, who I actually thought did quite well. He said that Trump was like his little teddy bear, and that everyone else went to the witness protection program when he started coming out on Trump. I thought that was a funny line, and it was very accurate because the field was afraid to criticize Trump. Now they're all jumping on the bandwagon. But Ed, I hate to go on and on about this, but they didn't talk about anything of substance that the American people care about.
Okay, wait a minute. I am going to have to stop you there, Franco, because I'll tell you what, I heard, and a lot of people heard a lot more substance in this debate than we have heard in the comedy sessions that have gone before. So I'm going to turn to Brad right now. Rubio and Cruz, everybody is talking about them right now. They had their missteps. But in your opinion, was there anybody who stepped out past those two and really got back into the race?
No, I have to think that Rubio did the best job last night. I think Cruz, the expectations were high for him because Trump wasn't there, and all he did was whine and complain. And he was the Harvard debater. I mean, he should have taken this to a whole new level and taken it to all his opponents, and instead he retreated. And so I have to give it to Rubio last night. I also think Kasich did a good job. I think Jeb did well, but not enough to really help him. And the fact that Trump now today, as you point out, is in New Hampshire, not in Iowa, that's very troubling to me, why he wouldn't be in Iowa in the closing days and why he's moving his operation now to New Hampshire.
All right, let me go ahead and jump on that then, because that's the next point here. Donald Trump is hosting a rally in New Hampshire today when Iowa is still a couple of days away. Now, Brad, to some people this seems like another huge mistake, but wait a minute. This guy doesn't make many mistakes. It's very calculated. Maybe he believes that A, he's got Iowa locked up, he doesn't have to do any more campaigning there, or B, even if he loses, he's got New Hampshire locked up so he can go ahead and focus on there. Can't we just say that this is, whether you love him or not, it's strategy?
It's strategy, but strategy doesn't always work. And remember what he said with Barbara Walters, if you're not winning, you're losing. And the fact is that in everything Trump does, he doesn't lower expectations. He blows expectations to a new level. And now we've seen that he hasn't met the expectations of the no-show of the debate, tanking the debate. It wasn't tanked. As a matter of fact, it went up in Fox viewership since the prior debate on Fox. So I don't think that Trump's strategy so far is played out the way he thought it would be.
All right, Franco, let me come to you then with something on the left. Let's go ahead so that you can now actually say something about it, and you don't have to tell us that you're afraid to say anything here. We get that, okay. In Politico, here's the headline. Hillary Clinton confronts her 43% problem. The Democratic caucus goers, 43% in Iowa, identify themselves as socialists. That's according to a Des Moines Register poll. Franco, this has got to be one of the reasons why she must be worried about Bernie Sanders, because if the Democrats are starting to go from left to socialist, she's going to lose them right out of the box.
No, I don't think that's true because, Hillary Clinton, first of all, so Bernie Sanders is only recently a Democrat, right?
Yes.
He has been a Democratic socialist his entire career.
And he leads her in the polls, in many polls.
He has been an independent his entire career. He's going up against someone who has been a Democrat nearly her entire life, has fought for progressive causes. Iowans especially know that. I do expect her, in a case of not lowering expectations, I'm not with the campaign, so I can say this. I expect her to win Iowa. You know what? New Hampshire, it's in Bernie Sanders' backyard, different electorate. I think that she is going to win Iowa. I feel good about that. I don't think that the composition of the electorate is hostile to her in any way. I think if they identify as socialist, it's because they agree on a lot of social justice and economic justice issues that she also cares about. So I don't think that it's a liability.
All right. Last shot to you then, Brad. In the Washington Examiner, California Congressman Darrell Issa says that the FBI, and this is a quote from him, would like to indict both Huma Abedin and Hillary Clinton for the government business on an unsecure private email server. He says he would like the FBI director to indict them. Is he just blowing some smoke here, or are we hearing again something that we're getting to here, that this is coming and it's inevitable?
Look, it's past the smoke stage. I mean, Hillary Clinton is engulfed in fire, except she's the only one who doesn't know it or won't acknowledge it. The fact is, and I'm putting my lawyer hat on now, if it's been said that you can indict a ham sandwich, in this case, we're at the all-you-can-eat buffet. Not only the underlying crime of the handling and dissemination of classified material, but also the cover-up, the destruction of emails. There is no doubt that Hillary should be indicted. I believe a referral is coming. I don't think there's any way she would wage criminal liability for this. The question is whether she would be proven guilty, whether she'll take a plea. But in my judgment, there's enough there
well,
to numerous charges.
Here's another piece of judgment, too. Speaking of ham sandwiches and ham, boy, if you watch the Democratic and the Republican debates, gentlemen, we got enough ham to go around here for a lot of people for a long, long time. Franco Ripple, Bradley Blakeman, thanks so much, gentlemen. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon. Some candidates waste time with the same dribble time and time again. Others dig into your pockets all the time. Waste and more on the Hardline next.